Christ returning and killing a whole pile of people and saying we're going to have a supper. And what's going to be served is roast man. Does that fit your concept of Jesus? So Christ is returning, and the armies and everybody are gathered against, and they're going to fight Christ at his return. Now why? Why would the armies of the world, of this world, turn and want to fight Jesus at his return? Well, I'll tell you why. Because they don't want to give up their lifestyle. The fat cats of religious deception and propaganda, making millions off of ignorant people, spewing out their garbage about, just all kinds of false concepts and false doctrines about the Bible. Those fat cats don't want to give that stuff up. The fat cats of entertainment industry belching out their vile filth of pornography and violence. The fat cats of government living off the taxes and money of the common people. They don't want to give that stuff up. And they're going to turn and fight Christ at his return. And God says, I'm going to have a great supper. And I'm going to eat the flesh of kings and the flesh of captains and the flesh of mighty men. This is Christ's second ministry. He returns as King of kings and Lord of lords. Now let's jump back to Christ's first ministry. Because there's a lot of stuff we overlook in Jesus' first ministry. Again, if we could go back in time and watch Jesus interact with people and watch Jesus interact with the religious ilk of his day, most people would not even think of him as being humble when you look at some of the things that he did and some of the things that he said. Let's notice this first little story here. All right, Matthew 15, verse 22. And behold, a woman of Canaan came out of the coast and cried unto him, saying, have mercy on me, O Lord, thy son of David. My daughter is grievously vexed with a devil. And here's a woman, a poor woman. Her daughter is demon-possessed. And she's saying, Jesus, do something. Notice the next verse. But he answered her not a word. Does that fit your definition of Jesus? He just kept right on walking. And his disciples came and besought him and saying, send her away, for she cries after us. This woman is driving us nuts. Tell her to get away. But he answered and said, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel, and kept right on walking. Then she came and worshiped him, said, Lord, help me. But he answered and said, it is not meet to take the children's bread and to cast it to the dogs. Now I'm telling you right there, it would be hard to misinterpret what's being said here. A small-minded person, a small-minded woman would just turn around and been highly offended and left. You're calling me a dog. But not this woman. There was something that got Jesus' attention. It was her faith, and it was her response to this, what looks like a put down. And she said, truth, Lord, yet the dogs eat of the crumbs which fall from their master's table. Had she not responded in humility, Jesus would have just kept right on walking. I'm asking, does this fit your concept of Jesus? Your concept that Jesus would help every poor person, every person out there, every person he comes into contact, he's just ministering and helping every person he comes into contact with? No. That's why I don't feel sorry for people who will work for food. Because I understand that's not humility. That's not where you go to apply for a job on a busy street corner with 10,000 cars going by with your little sign that says, we'll work for food. Humility is going to a place of business, filling out an application and saying, I'll clean the toilets if I have to. That's humility. But not on that busy street corner. Besides, I offered one an onion to paint my home and he wouldn't even take it. He said he will work for food. Just kidding. Anyway.
Check us out on the web at isthatreallyinthebible.com.